What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay. Hopefully, you guys having a good CDC. Yeah, it's non-personal reward CDC, so we're just gonna take it pretty chill. Setting up my accounts, all that. Alrighty. Sorry I'm so late. It's 6:30 in the morning. I like my sleep. Trying to get more sleep. Trying to get more sleep now in 2026. Everything's good. There we go. Hey, Nubs, what's up, man? Sorry, I missed your wake up call. Missed your wake up call. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Everybody CVC going okay? Non-personal rewards. Are you good? Just woke up. So it's 6:30 in the morning. So first time with you live. Welcome. We try to stream every CVC just to keep it kind of regular. Every CVC is like 2 weeks, right? So once every 2 weeks. Not difficult, but yeah, just something to keep us regular, I guess. Loving life, yeah, doing great, yeah. About time you get more sleep. I remember you talking about how much sleep you used to get. It seemed unsustainable. Yeah. I mean, I still don't get a lot. Usually I sleep like 4 or 5 hours, like on the daily. But lately, last couple weeks or so, I've been trying to sleep maybe like 6 hours, close to 6 hours. I still don't get a lot. I still don't get a lot. Hey, Adam, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm at work. Gonna listen to you at work. Sounds good. Good morning. Yes, 10:30 p.m. Nice. Wow, that is a big time gap. No, I don't need medicine. I don't need medicine to get regular. No, I'm very regular. Just my sleep is not regular. My sleep is not regular. Yeah, I realized for like 4 hours I couldn't. It's very hard to function. So I've been trying to sleep a little bit earlier. Of course, if I sleep earlier, that means I cut my raid time in the evening because that's kind of the only time I get to play. Because during the daytime, I have, family stuff and work, and then, but yeah, so during the evening, I have to cut a little bit of the playtime just because I'm trying to get more sleep. Yeah. Today's a little bit of a late start, so I got up at about 6 a.m. Usually we get up around 4 or 4:30. Today's a little bit of a late start. No big deal. It's non-personal reward CVC. Today's the big problem is doing all my Hydra keys today. Doing all my Hydra keys. That's the big problem today. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just gonna chop through some of these live arena fights. I found that this team is like the most consistent for me. Like it's not the best team, but for me, like I can kind of just go into any kind of I can just go into any fight and then just win the fight. Not the best, but I would say it's just the most consistent. Night mode, night light, or reading mode in devices to block blue light. That helps. No, I don't have an issue sleeping. I don't have an issue sleeping. I sleep like a log. Like as soon as I put my head down, I'm out. I just don't sleep because there's so much to do. There's so much to do, right? So yeah, that's why I don't sleep, or I don't sleep much, just because there's so much to do. I have no problem sleeping at all, and I could sleep a long time. I could sleep a long time, but just so much to do. You gotta get up early, squeeze in the hours whenever you can. And yeah. Hey JD, how are you? How much longer do you think we have to get Lydia before we get Argonites, Fire Knight, Struggling, Skinwalker, Elizabeth? Long time. I would say a long time. So actually, I did a little bit of research with that before, and then when the Shadowkin was first released, I believe it took 9 months before they released enough to open the crypt. And they gave a heads up as well. They gave a couple, I forgot how long it was, like maybe like 2 months heads up. So they're not just going to open it for no reason, you know what I mean? You think you've broken your addiction to raid? I mean, you know, you had a busy week, busy couple weeks. No. My wife never wrote a book. No. I think maybe you're thinking of the only content creator whose wife wrote a book was Soda Dragon. I think Soda Dragon's wife wrote a book. Maybe that's who you're thinking about. Yeah, yeah. I got no time. It's tough. It's tough to juggle it all. And lately, I've just been kind of like being a little bit more chill about it, and just getting more sleep. To be honest, more sleep definitely helps. But no amount of sleep will help me catch up. There's no catch up sleep, right? There's no catch up sleep. But definitely just taking it a little bit more easy. And have a nice day. How's your collab relic collection? I only have 1 epic and 2 rare relics. Kind of meh. I mean, I crafted all my relic stuff. Hold on. I crafted all my relic stuff in my over the weekend, so I don't have much in my collection. I mean, you guys can check out the video. I did not do very good. Wings of winter. So that's it. That's all I got. It's nothing. So nothing to speak of that's very important. Sorry, my energy is capped out because I finished off Cintranos before I went to bed. So another rotation finished. So I've been very consistent with clearing the Curse City. So I think I have it on full farm now. I know it's been like a year and a half or whatever, but it's nice to have that kind of content on full farm. It's just not fun content, but I think finally got it figured out. And then Grim Forest is like basically nothing. I'm gonna tackle the that badge next month because I messed up this month. I killed one of the bosses by accident. So I was like, oh, I couldn't do it. So couldn't do the boss badge or whatever, but we'll do that next month. Don't compromise your sleep because you feel like you work to do. I did that 14 years and I'm in hospital with severe fatigue and other health issues. It ain't worth it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be doing this for probably that long, but yeah, I figured if I had the ability to, you know, put in the hours, then I would. But right now, I feel okay. But I understand I'm still a little bit on the young side. But yeah, I understand it's not going to be a long term thing for sure. 6 months would be great to clear faction wars. Thanks for yeah. Good morning. With the kid, there is definitely no catch up on sleep. Have a nice day. After Shadowkin release, there were new rewards even after you unlock Lydia in faction wars. Yes, I would imagine they do that as well. Maybe give us a couple extra reward thresholds once they release the Argonite faction. So I'm not gonna bother with these. We're looking for like full teams, right? Because then we want the coalition points or whatever. Spend so much time grinding the live arena, got the mythical mat and got the harp. Yeah, you know, somebody I think mentioned it's like our 7th season already, 7th live arena season, and I was like, really? It's been that many seasons? It's been that many seasons? I have like no idea that we've done so much mythical mats from live arena seasons, and I really have like nothing to show for it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, like I said, I crafted all my relic materials on the weekend. We got 2 mythicals for I think 9 crafts. One is a heart, you know, Volcardic heart. It's the second one on this account, which is fine. It's a good one, but I don't need a second one. I'd much rather have like a damage dealing one. And then the damage dealing one I got is the Murder Fang. And the Murder Fang freaking, to me it sucks. To me it sucks. The damage boost is only applied to the A1. Um it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Like I was thinking like, oh, maybe you can put it on like Crowcat or something, like for Hydra, but like Crowcat gets a huge benefit from like the Coronet Crown, right? The crown. And it's an epic. So I don't know if it's gonna be a direct improvement even there. So like I don't know. Do you guys, any of you guys have Murder Fang and any ideas where you would use it? It's a mythical, damage based relic, so maybe not everyone will have it, but I spent so much time grinding the library. Did you say how old you were? I don't really go into specifics on how old I am, but you guys, you can take a guess at how old I am. He's mid-20s mentally. Oh man, that's not good. Sorry for maybe a bad question, but have your team beat a team with 800k power when you were around 500k? Yeah, of course. Player power doesn't really matter for teams. The game skews points towards like resistance, towards crit rate. So if you have like 1,000 crit rate, but then your other stats suck, you would have really high player power on your champion, but your champion sucks. So it's not a good indicator, but it does give you an idea of what kind of stats they might have. And also mythical champions, they are basically two champions in one. So then they get, I guess, double stats. So teams with mythicals will have much higher stats, much higher player power. So it doesn't really give you a good idea of what you're facing, but let's say you're facing the identical team and the enemy team has twice your player power, then you know something is probably up, right? How long should it take a new player for me to clear faction wars normal? Almost too much play, and I'm only on 281 stars. A lot of it depends on what you draw, like basically what you get from shards, first of all, and then second of all, it really depends on how much time you're willing to devote to it. To be honest, you should always be devoting resources towards building better faction wars teams. Like if you have your stable group of 60s to tackle content like dungeons and bosses, then you start building out 40s and 50s to fill out your faction wars teams, and you should be trying to make some stars like every week. It's not something that you can say like, hey, I'm gonna work on faction wars today and then that's it, like leave it. You just work on it continuously, and then eventually you get to a point where you'll be like, hey, I'm pretty close. And then in the higher levels, you start optimizing your sets. The big set to look out for normal faction wars is going to be the stun set, right? Stun set, shield sets, those are the really good ones because they give your team a chance to do what they need to do, right? What am I doing here? Gear enhancement, training. Where can I spend my energy? Oh, Fire Knight? Okay. Okay, cool. Turn attack Fire Knight. Not the friendliest stuff. Oh, turn attack Fire Knight. We have Gear Hunters tomorrow, right? Yes, tomorrow. Okay, so I'll spend energy tomorrow. More energy tomorrow. Today, just gonna spend whatever energy. I think everything is okay. Oh, Mikage has no gear. Good thing I checked. They need to give an alert. They need to give an alert when champions have no gear on. They need to give an alert. But I think they do that on purpose. Like they purposely don't tell us. Yeah, we'll watch this go through. We'll talk with chat. Let's see here. See what chat's saying. I did all that farming for a harp. Yes, we all did, sir. Murderfang is useless. Thanks. Damn it. Yeah, I read it a little bit more closely, and I was like, "Fuck, this thing sucks." And it was like, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So can't beat the RNG, man. Can't beat the RNG. I got some bad RNG for the last 2+ years. 2+ years. So Is that enemy max HP one? No, it's the A1. Your A1 yes, that's right. Enemy max HP. It does the 1% or 3% enemy max HP. Carnage? Yeah, Carnage. Yeah, Carnage. Could be okay. That's a good shout. What was the MVP most successful champions in 8 ranks? 8 ranks in your opinion? Sorry, I don't understand that question. MVP most successful in, I guess you're talking about faction wars. I do have a video on best epics for faction wars. I think I'm gonna remake that one since that's gonna be a hot topic for the next couple months. Because people want to get Lydia before the Argonite faction opens. I think I'll probably remake that. It's a long one, but it's been a couple years. Only reason I was able to get the mythical mat this time is all because you pulled Nell for me. She's so good. Yes, she is very good. Congrats. She's a good mythical. Wait for a buff, sadly. Yes. Crafted hundreds of relics since they came out and only gotten a single mythical, and it was a shitty one, Torch of Thraldom. I mean, getting a mythical, you get a 20% chance for mythical mats. You obviously haven't crafted hundreds of mythical mats. So if you got mythical from non-mythical mats, then you got really, really lucky because it's 0.5% chance or something to get it from a legendary mat. So yeah, getting mythical mats it's you gotta get really lucky too. 10 years for each kid. 24, 32. Oh, you guys guessing age. Bro is probably 50 plus 10 years for each kid. Send a prayer to me. I pull Furad. Yes, we'll pray for you. Yeah, he's still bad. He's still bad. I was making videos for Diablo 3. High Souls also give stats, some of which aren't relevant. Yes, that's true. That boosts the player power and all that. Hey Alex, how are you? What do you think of Mesimo? I pulled her as my first mythical. She's not bad. I think people hate her because honestly, she's way better than Garo. Like I have Garo, and people are saying Garo wasn't bad. I was like, no, Garo's bad. But I don't think Mesimo's that bad because Mesimo does have that self buff block revive, and then she can, she can play if she's locked out. So you lock out her base form, she can at least transform. And she's a threat because of the block revive, but could she be better? Yes. Okay, but the bad thing about her is that she's already buffed. So that's the good thing about Garo is that Garo hasn't been buffed yet. So I'm holding out hope that they buff her and then she becomes really good. But we'll see. We'll see. You got a harp too? Feels bad. Yeah. Let's see. I pulled the lens and put on Marius. Yeah, the lens is insane, so congrats. Where did Llama go? I think Llama retired, man. Llama retired. Unless Llama's retired. The only person I see Bango. Bango's running the show, and then I see I see Goodern. Sorry, I forgot his name. Erden. Sorry, Erden. Yeah, Erden's still around, and then Bango's running the show. Yeah, we lost quite a lot. Quite a lot of guys. Right now I'm in Panda. I'm in the Panda team. But our clan kind of merged in with Panda, so this is pretty recent, a couple months ago. Faction words you can put in the work. It's just a grind like Curse City. Yes, that's right. Diablo 2, yeah. Diablo 2 I wasn't I don't think I never played Diablo 2 like seriously. So it was probably before my interest, like before my time a little bit. Need a gear icon. Hey Toxie. Top 100 live was brutal this season. 2700 cutoff was doing library and battles while at the gym. Nice, man. You're crazy. That's some sweat there. So, congrats if you made it. Most accessible champs for Centranos. Oh, I see. I mean, Centranos, you can't really target things, right? It's all roster dependent. You just have to have a wide roster, and then hopefully, like the stages line up for you. There is somebody created a document for the champions that show up the most in the Cintrano stages. Sorry, that you can use the most. I forgot where it is. I have to look it up, but I remember somebody did some content on it. I feel like, but it's out there. It's out there. It's out there somewhere. I think it's a list of epic champions or something. Unpopular opinion. Gero is a good champion. Okay. I'm told Murderfang don't work the way you think on Carnage. It doesn't apply to passives or something like that. You have to actively use the A1 to benefit from the Relic. Oh, I see. Wow, that's even worse. Yeah, I was thinking like you put it on an A1 on maybe like a counter attacking champion and then you can benefit like that. Like I was saying, like Crocat for Hydra was Shayak, but I'm like, you know, the Coronet Crown is already very good on Crocat, so I'm like, I don't think Murderfang's gonna be better than that. I have Garo waiting for that buff. The main SP? No, the SP is like 4 clans or something. But we basically merged in. We used to be like the Sin clan, Sin Wrath, and then now we moved over to the Panda cluster. So we're just part of that cluster now. So we're called Wrathful Pandas in the Panda cluster. Yeah, Sadie retired. Yeah, they put in a lot of work for sure. How are you doing today, bro? Just pulled my first mythical, finally, the Calamitous. What are your thoughts on him, PvE and gear-wise? I mean, he's a damage dealer. He's pretty good. He's good for Chimera. He does run a couple of debuffs that are very, very usable. You know, and he's a damage dealer too, so you can pitch in there. For Arena, you can use him for his A1. So his A1 kills, and I think you get an extra turn after that. So, and his A1's quite strong. I've seen some people just delete entire teams just with his A1. So, but Makage uses extra turn and reflex. She is in reflex and impulse. The extra turn comes from the relic, the Raven relic. So yeah. So that's where she gets the extra turns from. But I basically just use this gear set for my Chimera teams and my Hydra teams, and I just don't change it out. You don't need like the extra turn sets for her for Fire Knight. It just kind of makes things worse. But I'm just a little bit too lazy to sub it out, you know. The only downside of Newt is that his animation takes a while. Yes, it does. Yeah. I joined the CLS cluster. Pretty happy with it so far. I think JD is in the CLS cluster as well. Do you use Mad Hatter in any content looking to rebuild mine? Yeah, I mean Mad Hatter's in my Hydra team with Titus, so that's kind of, you know, the best place for him really. He has the buff extensions, right? And then he brings the weekend, which is really good too. But I mean he's generally just a solid champion. You can use him in a lot of places. You think it's a bad sign when top clans or top Krakens whales quit in droves, or is it normal at this point? I feel like it's kind of normal. I feel like people that spend a lot of money in this game, most of them I don't think play the game for long. Like obviously we have like some people that play the game for a long time and spend a lot of money. But I feel like most people like they kind of just they spend a lot of money to buy an account. Because okay, let's say you're like a brand new whale, right? Let's say you're brand new to the game of Raid, and you're tired. You're not gonna bother with grinding, leveling up stuff. So you just want to pay your way through it. I feel like those people, like if they're at least half smart about it, you probably spend all the money up front. Like basically, what you're doing is you're buying an account that has years of gear farming on it, and has some champions that you want, right? So you spend a couple grand or whatever amount of money, you buy that account, you have that account, and then you start dumping your money into it to improve it. And then after a certain point, I think people get tired of it. Like they're bored of it. They're bored of the game now because the account was already built for them. Maybe they got really unlucky. They spent a bunch of money. They didn't get what they wanted, and then they just end up quitting the game. I find that happens quite a bit with people because you just bought an account, you don't really care about it, right? You just threw money at it. Whereas like if you play the game for like 6-7 years, it's a lot harder for you to like just let go of the game. Like I don't know. It's so it really depends. So if you're like an old Kraken, but it's very hard for an old Kraken to still be playing the game, like because you'd be dumping money into this game for like 6 or 7 years. Um, so I don't know. I feel like Krakens in general, they don't play the game as long because their accounts they purchase, right? Most likely, but I'm not too sure. I don't have any statistics. Just me saying stuff that makes sense to me. But um, is there anything faster than this run? Yeah, yeah, there probably is. Um, I think Sigfrin is quite fast. This run's pretty fast. Under a minute, 20 turns, pretty fast. I also pulled my first mythical, a Rakura. What's your opinion on her? I know she can dish out some nuts single target damage, but it seems locked out behind serious level of stats. Um, I never play tested that champion. When it came out, I didn't really even cover it because I don't really cover mythicals just because the mythicals apply to a very, very small percentage of the people in the game. And I don't feel it's very worthwhile to invest significant kind of play time into a champion that, first of all, I will never get. Second of all, most people in the game will never get. So that's just for me. Like, I don't mind doing things that, um, will benefit more people or benefit myself. But to do something that basically not going to benefit like anybody, it's just like it's not really worth the time and effort to really, really dive into. Um, Arakora, I think, is a little bit underpowered. That's the general like first glance, first look. But she's one of the newer mythicals, anyways, or he's one of the newer mythicals. Just gotta wait till more people get their hands on it. But it seems like it's probably gonna be an underpowered mythical. Uh, Half of the Krakens are one breakdown away from quitting. One breakdown? What do you mean? Like siege breakdown or what? That's the story of that Kraken dude that gave his account to Tyraku. He didn't get Narcy, so he just quit. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're used to getting things like instantly, when you're used to getting things, when you're used to getting the things that you want right away, like usually people that what was it? Somebody said this. That the true indicator of how wealthy you are, or the true indicator of you losing touch with the I guess lower income class or whatever is when you no longer feel the need to wait. So when you no longer have the patience to wait like everybody else, that means that you are truly not like you are truly above like the lower income class or whatever, or you're in another income class now, because time is money, right? So if you don't want to wait for it, then you pay for it to get that waiting time over. But for somebody that couldn't pay for Narcies, they'll be like, okay, I'm just done. I'm not waiting for this. You know what I mean? Like it's something like that. It's like that kind of mentality, and I think that's very true. The ability to wait, or the lack of waiting for somebody, really, yeah, I think that's true for society in general, right? Uh, hey Luis, good vibes from Uruguay. Good vibes to you too. I got Aphidus from Remnant. He's my first mythical besides the free mythical. What are your thoughts on him? Any advice? Should I book his first form as free to play? I have Aphidus. He was my first mythical. I also pulled him from Remnant. He's a good champ. He's two good champs in one, which is good. He's good for faction wars. He's really good for faction wars because his first form brings damage. And his second form brings some healing, and some support stuff. But he's not like overpoweringly good, in either form. But because he has two good forms for faction wars, he's solid. I never booked him out. He works perfectly fine without any books. And yeah, enjoy. Use him for faction wars. At least that's what I would use him for. I have a 4-star on him too. And I did use him for arena for a little bit, but he's just not strong enough. Like his support form is not strong enough, and his damage form is not strong enough. And his damage form is his main form too, so he can get locked out like his damage form. So, but I like him. I think he's fine. Like obviously disappointing for a mythical, but he's fine. That's what I did. I bought an account for 2K, and I've been playing it for a year now with a budget of $100 a month, and I'm having a blast. There you go. Like I mean, if you set yourself a budget, and if you buy an account, it's a good boost, right? Like the purchase of the account is the biggest like cost savings you could, like it's the most bang for the buck, right? In the beginning, like to spend the money up front on an account, because for you to have build that account, it's just going to cost you like a bajillion amounts of dollars, or it's going to cost you many years or whatever, right? So obviously buying accounts, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk involved too, right? Because no account is safe. People can always, pull back the account from you. So it's never a safe thing, but that's the risk, right? Tyraku is making a whale account series, and he has a late game account in a month. Yeah, I saw some of his videos, but I didn't watch any of the videos. It looks interesting. Basically you're just whaling out, right, on a brand new account. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know how he's able to spend that level of money, because previously he was not like a big whale or anything. You know what I mean? Like previously, he's a spender, but his old account or his original account, he wasn't like a crazy whale, right? He played for a long time. So I don't know. And then suddenly he's whaling out on a brand new account, and then he's whaling out on his main account, which, like it's crazy. Crazy amounts of money, man. Like okay, well, I don't know what, like I'm like, okay, I gotta find a new job or something. Like I'm like, how do people whale like this? Like, but I gotta find some more jobs. The Little Miss Annie team, I think, is the fastest from Fire Knight. Could be wrong. Okay, yeah, it's definitely one of those. I was thinking Siegfried, but Little Miss Annie also makes sense too. I don't have those champions, so it's not even something that I even think about. So, is Queen of Hearts worth booking over Ezio for an early game account? I believe the Queen of Hearts doesn't need books for her A1 decreased defense, which is really cool. Hold on, let me just double check here. But Ezio does need books for him to work properly. So I'm just thinking which champion can work properly without books. Which one definitely needs the books. So the Queen, yeah, her A1 super good, man. Her A1 decreased defense, no books needed. So you can use her for a decreased defense against like a boss or something, or waves. Like these abilities, they definitely need books, right? Like you need like 6-turn cooldown, 7-turn cooldown. Like these are unusable, unless maybe you use them only once, like for live arena or something. If you have a team set up for her, you don't need books in her, and you don't need books for the A1 for it to work. So I mean, for her, you can definitely get away without any books if you plan on using her, like just for like a speed team or just for like waves or for a boss or something. But yeah, it's if you book her out, she gets a lot of value because then you get more ally attacks and stuff. He's a good champ. He's a good champ. Let's see. So we did that. Doing this. Looking for like the 4. Yeah, there you go. You got Commodus. How useful is he? He's more of a arena champion. He's one of the better ones. I think that's about it. He's not gonna be too good in PvE, but for PvP, he's very, very good. Will you do a collab with Dennis Cowfish? Fell free to play, new YouTube, incredible achievement, PvP, PvE. Yeah. I know him from Reddit. He's been on Reddit for a couple years now, and uh, I've seen some of his posts about his content, and we've been talking a little bit on private messages. This was like last week or something. I have no issue like collabing with people. It's just my schedule's so tight that I can barely do the stuff that I need to do. You know what I mean? Like, and for him, like he's brand new. He's like brand new, right? So I said to him like, "Hey man, like I don't know if you're gonna still be doing content in a month. You know what I mean? Like so, um, we can revisit this in the future, and that just gives me a little bit of time to get some of my stuff done, and gives him a bit of time to build up his channel. Um, and for him, like I saw that he did a collab with Scratch, and I was like, okay, so I guess he's putting in considerable effort. Cowfish said that he had some time now, extra time because he just had his kid or something. He just had his second kid, and he had some time off work, and so he thought he would focus a little bit more on content creation. So that's what I mean by like, oh, how are you gonna how serious are you kind of taking making content, right? Like you might be gone like in a month. Yeah, you're doing it really hard right now, but it's a bit of a grind, right? It's a bit of a grind. You got to do it like pretty consistently. Um, so yeah, I'm totally up for it. I think he's very smart. Like I said, I've seen a lot of his posts over the years on Reddit. And I think we're kind of similar. After watching his collab with Scratch, I feel like we're very similar. Like we have very similar circumstances, and our play style is very similar. Everything he said in that video, I was like, yeah, yeah, that I 100% agree. Yeah, 100% agree. Right? Like that's exactly what you should be doing. But he vocalized some things that don't get talked about often, which is probably surprising for some audience members. Like, oh, didn't know that happened. Uh, but to me, it's like kind of just like it's been talked about so many years ago. It's been talked about for so many years that it is not surprising. But I guess when you bring that new information for like a new group of players, they probably never heard of it before because it's such old strategical thinking or such old, um, you know, such old techniques or tactics, that no one thinks about it anymore. But he brought I think up one or 2 points in that interview that were surprising for viewers. I think. But yeah, no, definitely keep in touch, and then we'll see where it goes. Maybe in a couple weeks, just with my schedule and stuff. Um, Breakdown as in having a bad day. Oh, having a bad day. Yeah, game related. Yeah. I mean, I think most people are like that. Every time we had that, we were joking like me and my clanmates were joking that like 2x primals is like the number one day where everybody quits. Number one day where everybody quits. Like if Plarium showed us some data, if Plarium showed us some data about people leaving on a specific day, 2x, you know, 2x primals is probably a very high rate of quit. You know what I mean? Very high rate of quitting, I'm sure. Um, Hey Hugo, yeah, thank you for the support. Dungeon Divers tomorrow, by the way, so waiting to do Fire Night Hard tomorrow. Yes. I just had extra energy. I cleared Centranos hard, so I had the extra energy from the stages. So I just wanted to get rid of it. I was capped overnight. I was waiting for CVC, so waiting for CVC to spend the energy, which usually I'm not capped. First time player, day 90. Okay. I still don't understand gearing. Start with best hero, put the best boots on him, then move to chest, etc., to fill the rest of the slots. I keep using sets, but told not to. It really depends on your account. Like if you're 3 months into the game, you probably don't have great sets unless you were spending lots of money on forge passes. If you were spending money on forge passes, then you might have a couple sets that are pretty good and like some pretty, high quality gear. But you probably won't have like the key sets yet. Obviously, you need time to farm the key sets, like Hydra, Stone Skin, and Stone Skin Protection, and all that stuff. Basically, what happens is that you gear your key champions, and by key champions, I mean the areas where you need them to be geared in the best way, if that makes sense. So, for example, if you're struggling to two key your Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, then you need pretty much your best gear on your Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team, right? At this point, you don't really care about putting your best gear on like PvP champions to do the arena, because that's not important to you. What is important to you is getting that top chest for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Same thing for other things like dungeons. Like you're trying to progress dungeons, but you're failing. Therefore, you need your best gear on those dungeon champions. So it's going to be different for whatever account. It's going to be different for everybody's account. For my account, for example, super endgame account, I do everything in the game. My gearing basically overpowers all the content in the game, like PvE content. For the most part, it's like 99% basically overpowers everything. So I put my absolute best gear on my arena champions, because in arena there's basically no limit to how good you need to gear these champions. So you gear them as best as you can in the end game, because this is the area that requires the best gear. For the rest of the content in the game, I don't need my best gear on anybody anymore. Like a lot of champions, I just put whatever on them, and it just works. So that's kind of what I mean, right? So if you're day 90, you prioritize the champions that you need to prioritize, and then you kind of work from there. So I know it's a vague answer, but that's kind of like the most complete answer that you can get. But if you're having trouble like knowing what to do with gearing, there's lots of resources to help you. But basically, like, you need to target whatever stats you need to do stuff. So if you have a debuffer, so somebody that lands, the red stuff, the red boxes, you need accuracy. So you have to build your champion with accuracy. If you have, and whatever you're using it for, like if you're using it for a speed booster, like Arbiter, you need them to be fast, right? So you have to put your speed gear on your Arbiter. So find your speed stuff, put it on your Arbiter so they can go fast. If you have, like, for example, somebody that needs to deal damage, right? If they need to do damage, they need 100% crit rate, they need crit damage, they need, whatever stat that their attack scale off of, whether it's attack, defense, HP, or whatever. So it's just knowing how to gear champions for the role that you need them to be in as well. That's kind of like the basic building blocks of building the champion. I use Aphidus to solo dragon 20 for 4 food. Nice. Hey Rangers, what's up, man? If you're thinking about playing, a bot account is fun. Knock yourself out as long as you're not playing beyond your means. Good advice. Any tips on how to build new mythical? We just went over the new mythical. I have very little experience with her, so I'm not gonna suggest. You got 2 Gizmats, a Joan, Theo, and a couple other crazy mythicals. That's crazy, man. He's doing it for content, I guess. How are you not burnt out? Do you enjoy the game through the burnout? Is a factor. I do enjoy the game. That's kind of how I can play it so much and do so much stuff on it. Even when I'm not playing the game, I'm thinking about the game. So, like, the game is like very much all encompassing for my life. So I do enjoy the game, and that's making content makes it easier. Like, I don't have to like sit down and be like, oh, I have to make content today. What am I gonna make it on? Let's think about it. Like, for me, because I play the game every day, it's pretty straightforward. Like, there's always going to be things to talk about in Raid, which is a good thing for a content creator. Who's getting cash back every time they use code Apitoad? Oh, we're talking about Tyraku. Yeah, Tyraku. Yeah, I mean, they can make a little bit, but like, man, it's a lot, man. He sets a $1,000 budget per month. From what I hear, and there's a lot of money for the account comes from people using his code. Oh, I see. $1,000. Okay. I mean, that's wild though, right? Like you're still making, I don't know. You're still spending $1,000, which you could spend in something else, right? You know what I mean? Like $1,000 could go towards, your investments, fixing your home, taking a vacation, buying whatever, right? But instead you're putting it into an account and you're using that to make money back, I guess, right? So I don't know. It's an investment into his channel. I get that. But perhaps you don't need to spend that much. It is what it is. How do I cope with the heartbreak after pulling Frozen Banshee and saying goodbye to my OG KO that's been carrying me everywhere? He's my long lost brother. Good morning, Raid family. 2x Soulstones? Can you do a video on the basics of Trunda and Titus teams for Hydra? Oh, I have a couple of videos on those those teams. I don't think I'm gonna redo them, but yeah, you can definitely check them out. 2x Reds equals high amount of people becoming free to play. Do you think it's weird that we have 2 champ chases in a row? Yes, it is weird. I think, first of all, I thought it was a mistake. I was like, oh, is this a mistake? Sometimes player makes mistakes in the calendars. Like, actually, they did make a mistake. They put 200 Titan points in the they put 200 Titan points in the classic arena that's happening next week. And then we asked them, it's like, is this right? And then they're like, oh no, that's a mistake. And then we asked them, is this double chase correct? And they're like, yes, it is correct. And we're like, we're just kind of like, what? Like, what's happening here, right? Really not sure what to think. This has happened before in the past, by the way. This has happened before in the past. I don't remember what it was related to, but this is very unusual. I think chase helps most people. For me, it doesn't help me because I'm like, oh, I have sacreds to spend. I could spend sacreds for a summon rush. But I'm hoping it's going to be a 2x boost on the chase. But the way the rotation works, I don't think it's going to be a 2x boost. Probably going to be a progressive event. They just want to milk shards for when they release the guarantee events. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Who do you prioritize booking? Michelangelo, Elva, or Ninja? If you prioritize Demon Lord, it's gotta be Ninja. Ninja's insane for the overall damage. I mean, if you were gonna say like, all 3 of those champions are great. They're great. They deserve the books, especially for a new account with limited roster. I would say Michelangelo's probably the worst one, or the one that you can like maybe not use. But Elva and Ninja, you'll be using them for a long time. Long time. I would suggest, I would, guess, sorry, Michelangelo, you'll probably be using a long time as well. Can I run Curse City? Not 100% team, so we're just gonna watch it go, and then we'll intervene if it's in trouble. As much as people hate live arena, I think it's one of, if not the most crucial game part for longevity of the game. 100%. It's always going to be PvP because PvP drives the spending, right? Without PvP, no one's going to bother spending a dime in this game because you can finish this game without spending. Well, I'm saying the high spending. The high spending. No one's going to be high spending, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's got to be live arena. But they don't offer enough. I feel like they don't offer enough incentive. You know what they need to do is probably increase the Primal Quartz cap. I think if they increase the Primal Quartz cap, it might entice some people to keep playing. Like if they increased it to like 10, like 10 primals that you can get from Live Arena in a month, I think a lot more people would play Live Arena, like to try to cap out. Because right now it caps at 4. So if you can imagine yourself playing twice as much or more than twice as much Live Arena, I think people would probably do it. And they would spend gems to do it because you're basically spending gems to get primal shards. So why not? I don't know. Why not? And plus, primal shards are so hard to get. So Plarium, is so stingy with those primal shards. Thanks for the insight. I bought my first Forge Pass, so I have some Slayer pieces now. I mostly have dungeon gear. Slayer's good. Slayer's a very good set. Those Forge Pass sets generally are very good. They're not like end game for the most part, but they're solid. They're solid sets. And definitely for a 3-month-old account or whatever, it's gonna be really, really good. Shit. This wave, I feel this wave is so bad. This wave breaks so many of my teams. Can I get a turn? Okay, if I don't revive, I quit. Can you please do an account takeover? Yeah, I'm doing lots of account takeovers. Do lots of account takeovers. Do we know when the next game news will be in game by Plarium? I'm not sure what that means. You mean like general like news? Don't think there's any news today, guys. So you guys can rest easy if you guys are waiting for news. He said he would give away that account as well. Hey, good for him. Yeah, good for him. The money in Apatow is fixed. Apatow, you can't cash it out. Only spend it in other games. Okay, makes sense. That shows how much I know about Apatoid, and spenders' habits. That shows how much I know about the spending meta in this game. Having trouble launching raid from player and play website. Any tips? There's an icon on the bottom. There's an icon on the bottom right. You might have to delete the Plarium icons if that makes sense. Yes. This faction unity, guys, is crazy. It hits so hard. Actually, this Jintaro, I mean, this whatever this guy is, I forgot his name. Jin Wan. This Jin Wan actually hits super hard too. Why? Why do they all hit so hard? Resist it. Fudge. Oh, I have decreased resistance. Sorry guys, a little bit of manual here just so we can get through this. So bad. Gotta wait for the revive. Alright, just one sec. Okay. Okay, come on. Almost there. Alright, we're good. I think we're good. We're good now. We're good. Oh, look at this. Look at this OP Jin Wan. Transferring all the debuffs. Come on, die already. There we go. There we go. We're there. All right. Can you save my account? I don't know, man. There's a lot of people's accounts that need saving. They also put Primal pack of 40 Primals for only $100 by mistake. Yeah, I saw that. It's funny. People were getting upset about that. They were like, oh, it's not fair. Some people got it, some people didn't. It's not fair for me because I want to spend my money with, you know, these crazy deals or whatever. But it's kind of like, it's just like with anything with retail, right? Like sometimes people miss deals. You miss the door crasher deals, right? Or whatever. Or, you know, people have mispricing on things. It happens, right? You can't get upset about it. And you can't demand to have those deals. Like people were demanding to have those deals. It just doesn't didn't make too much sense when you compare it to what real, like, things that happen in real life with like sales and stuff. Oh yeah, Predator. A Predator would be nice, yeah. But I don't, no, I wouldn't take any like monetary gifts or or anything monetary on my accounts. Just that would kind of defeat the purpose, because my accounts don't spend, right? They don't have money spent on them, so I wouldn't, even if it's a gift, I wouldn't accept. If I pull a Predator from a shard, you know, I'm not gonna say no to that because that's fair game, right? Your big inspiration to low spender just bought a gem pack first month to play as efficient as possible. Keep out content. Yeah, I try our best. Try our best. Obviously, it doesn't work for everybody because, you know, to play things efficiently, it takes time, and then not everybody has the time to commit to play the game in that way, in that fashion. So, but you know, if you have time, then try our best to get the most out of the game. Yo, rise and grind. Yeah, exactly. Give us more red from live. Yeah, I think going from 4 to 10, I think would make sense. It might drive up general engagement from everybody. It just might have more people playing. Some people exceed the 4 cap, because you can get through the 4 in the month by doing the 1320. So everybody that goes through the 1320 probably will go all the way to 10, right? To, you know, basically double their playtime, which means people might invest gems into that system, and then, you know, so they can make, you know, they can make gems in return, right, from live arena spending there. But I think it's probably not the most efficient way for them to give primal shards to people, because not everyone's going to benefit from having that cap go up. And I think maybe they'll argue that there's actually not that much benefit for people. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure where they can put, um, where they can increase primal shards. Like maybe they've got to put it more in events. I don't know. Not too sure. Not too sure. This is really sad. I'm stuck on 14 on this Sacred Order one. Lately I just been like saying like fuck it. I don't really want to bother with it. But basically the big thing is that the boss kind of just manhandles everybody. I forgot what he does. You need like resistance against this guy. But yeah, he kind of just manhandles everyone, and I haven't really put any effort into like clearing this. So that's kind of on me. See here, where are we at in terms of points? Who are we playing against? 41,000. This is a pretty tough clan too. Am I at the bottom? No, I'm not at the bottom. Oh, I'm in the middle. I did the Hilvy Deck of Fate and then pulled a dupe Hilvy from a primal later. Any suggestion what to do with the second Hilvy? Faction Guardians, probably a good one. You could even run 2 Hilvies on 2 separate teams, but I probably wouldn't build it yet, and I wouldn't empower it yet. But definitely Faction Guardians first. That'd be the first thing I would do. For primals, yeah. Mythical book are also giga rare, yeah. The change I want to see in LA is make the 5th wind chest give guaranteed gear. Yes. That's a very good one. 2x promos, I got lucky, pulled Androck and allies. Unlock Carnage. So now 3 mythicals that need booking. I only have $7. I have the opposite problem. I have 40 mythical books, but I have no mythicals to use the books on. I have the chicken. So I did book him out, his attack form, and I left his main form without books. I think his main form doesn't need books, because he can just use this ability once and then transform, and then he'll have the increased defense. And I basically just use him as a damage dealer, but his support form seems pretty good too. So I still have 40 mythical books. I'm not going to book Aphidus because I don't really use him for anything too serious. Geralt, like, just sucks, so I'm not going to book her out. And then that's it. I don't have any mythicals to spend the books on. So Jinruan hits hard because Drock cried too hard. Oh my god. Hopefully the next fusion is a banger. I skip cast, deleted Plarium, and raid re-downloading as we speak. Oh my god. A thriller. Seems like each collab I get closer and closer to finishing the fusion. Okay. Yeah, fusions you can't really just jump into and just hope you can complete it. You do need to have a little bit of a plan, a little bit of prep. Any tips for usage for Aphidus? I use him for Faction Wars. He works really well. The dual form is very good. Some of the stages you really need the healing, and he brings continuous heals in his second form, which is really good. Just accept the Predator gift and say you pulled it from a shard. No, I can't do that. Otherwise, I get all the... I can't even do that. Like, first of all, I wouldn't do that. Second of all, I wouldn't even think about doing that because I would get non-stop trolls coming to me, trolling about, oh, he's getting free gifts. He's getting people giving him gifts. You got Plarium giving him gifts. This account is not free to play, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, I don't need that. The Predator's not worth it, man. Will you play God Forge? I'll play it. Yeah, I'll play it. Definitely try it out. Right now I haven't jumped into it at all because I feel like first of all, I don't have the time to start a brand new game. And second of all, I don't really have the time to start a brand new game that isn't finished. You know what I mean? So if I want to invest time into a brand new game, I would prefer it to be like in its finished state. You know what I mean, right? Oh, we gotta do some live arena here. Just to finish off the missions. Hold on, just make sure my champions are geared out. Clarion put a Lego book for once a month in LA and thought that was enough to lure people to LA. Laz is kind of nasty. What is your longest waiting time for live arena? Personally, haven't exceeded 30-second mark. I can't believe that it is popular. Yeah, 30 seconds sounds about right. Definitely not that much. Oh, this is a pretty good... Yeah, he's got a good setup here. Marichka is a tough one. It protects against HP burn. I don't want to use my... I don't want to use my Sulfurion, but... So if I do something like this, and then ban Marichka, you have to hope that he bans... He has to pick a DPS? No, Lazarus. Alright, we'll try this. I don't know. We have to ban Marichka, unfortunately. And then we hope we have to outspeed him, too. If we don't outspeed him, then we're kind of effed. Guy wailing. This guy's wailing. Probably lose this one. They'll make primals more accessible. Yeah, eventually they will, for sure. Eventually. Oh, hey, we did it. Oh, hey. You can't buy gear, my friends. Can't buy gear. You can buy all this stuff. 6-star blessings for mythical champions, multiple mythical champions plus 2 mythicals, but you can't buy gear. Can't buy good enough gear. There we go. Easy win. Glyphs. I'm gonna use glyphs here. Let's see. Chicken. Sure, let's use it on the chicken ring. Chicken ring. Let's use it here. He doesn't need attack. It's just me spending glyphs. 10? No. That's done. Ascend 1 piece. Do the chicken again. The other thing that's kind of bad about the chicken is that he's a skinwalker, and I have 2 skinwalkers that I use basically full time, and that's Marius and Wukong. So they all kind of share the same gear. A little bit not great, you know what I mean? I beat that boss with Phoenix. I think you could too. Which champ is the best to use Chrono Cube Relic? Life is unfair sometimes. You booked Empress and Carnage fully, I assume. Yeah, I did. I didn't have to be honest, because Empress, you basically just use him for a second form. Carnage probably dual form. You do use him quite a bit because you need the finishing power on the second form, and then the first form you got the you get a lot of value in the first form as well. So Carnage probably book both forms. Carnage second form. Wish I had your books and chickens. I'd probably jump 13 million player power overnight. I mean, it's just years of hoarding resources. Not really hoarding. It's just you just at a certain point you just run out of stuff to build. You know what I mean? You don't have all the champions that you need to. You don't need to book everything out. You don't need to master everybody. Like I said, all content in the game is basically done. And if I needed to build out a champion so that I can beat a content, then I can, instantly, right? I can instantly build the champion because I have the resources saved. But there's just not so many instances of that happening. So it just gives you the opportunity just to save resources. 6-star Aphidus, he wrecks. Yeah, if you got 6-star, that's nice. Yeah. The addiction video you made was spot on. Very important boost. It had other CCs talking about it too. Yeah, I noticed that too. Everyone started talking about it. It's kind of like, okay, I guess we're all low on content, guys, but we're all low on content. But it is what it is. I mean, it's just it needs to be said, right? Once in a while that hey guys, make sure you look at this game, take a step back and look at this game, take a step back and look at what you're doing. And some people are okay with it, right? Some people are like, yeah, I know, it's totally fine, right? And then some people can afford it. That's the thing. Some people can afford it. They're like, oh, this is my corporate spending for entertainment. Like my company pays for this stuff. I heard that before. And I was like, oh wow, really? That's cool. So some people have lots of ways to justify the spending. As long as it doesn't hurt you, as long as it doesn't hurt you or hurt your life in any way, then spending for entertainment is totally fine. But it's just like spending for entertainment for a lot of things. Like some people go to clubs every week, right? They spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every week to get they get loaded up on drinks, and then they do some not so good things, and get in trouble or whatever. Kind of the same, right? Kind of the same. You're just choosing to spend that entertainment money in a game at home. Kind of same ish. I don't know why. How would you build Laz? I build him fast. Probably really, really fast with damage. So he basically would have damage stats with speed gear on. That would probably be the best way to build him. But if you can't build him like that, then you just build him in kind of like traditional damage gear, like stone skin and stuff like that. Oh, thanks, Riggs. Appreciate that support. Do you think there'll be mythical fusions? Yeah, probably. Yeah. But you know what? Like, there's a couple things that we're kind of like thinking about. Like, will they ever give 1+1 void champions? Like, you know what I mean? Would you pull one void champion and then you get an extra void champion? Will there ever be that kind of event? I think they would, but maybe not, because they're kind of, it feels like they're kind of using the 1+1 a little bit less nowadays. Like, they're using the extra legendary events a little bit less. Maybe because they know that people are kind of save up for those extra legendary events, and then you get pretty good value. Because I always thought that they would give extra void legendary events eventually, but it doesn't seem like that time has come yet. Waylon Smithers is my opponent. Nice. Can't buy the time to invest and develop account. We got 20 accounts that need time and effort invested into them. Pulled Galthier last Friday. Can't believe it. Congrats. Yeah, he's a game changer, I'm sure. Can you strip your fastest champion gear? I want to see all the speed you get outside of gear. I have 6-star, 3-roll speed gear on all my Arman's gear and barely touched the 400 speed mark. Not too sure what. Barely touched 400 triple speed. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. That sounds about right, to be honest. 400 speed for triple speed rolls sounds about right. Like, at that point, if you want to go beyond 400 speed, you need a relic with speed. You need big glyphs, so exceeding the +8, you need bigger glyphs, and then you have to look for quad rolls, right? You need to start looking for quad rolls at that time. Faction Guardians, you need Faction Guardians. The full Faction Guard gives you +10 speed. Yeah, that's about it. It always hurt when I spend a spare 150 on primals and get no mythicals and no legendaries. Yeah, that's the gamble, right? That's the gamble of it. Laz is so gear intensive. He wants everything. Yes. Plarium is not that generous. We got less blue and sacred 1+1 recently. Yeah. We have. So that's what makes me think that the 1+1 void legendary event will never come. Probably never come. But maybe. But I don't know which will come first. Mythical fusion or 1+1 void legendary event. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna want to give away a mythical for nothing, but maybe they should. Maybe they should give everybody a void mythical fusion. I think they would make a shitload of money. That's what I think. They would make a shitload of money if they did a void. No, if they did a mythical fusion, they would make a shitload of money because so many people. And then, like, obviously, because it's a mythical, they can justify raising the cost of the events and all that stuff. But I think they would have so many people attempt it and then fuck it up that they probably make so much money. They probably make so much money off of it. And then you have to build the stupid mythical, so you need mythical books. So imagine a brand new player, like let's say they attach it to a promo champion, a promo collab or whatever, and they get all these brand new players coming in to try this mythical fusion that's in the game. It's the first one ever that gets all got hyped up. And then they all fuck it up. They all fuck it up because new players, they can't do fusions properly because they never done any fusions before. They don't understand the game. They just kind of do random events and hope for the best. So they all fuck it up. And then for the people that actually got it or paid to get it, let's say like the new player pays to go through those events and then gets the fusion in the end, then you have to pay for fucking like 10 mythical books to book them out, right? Like, I don't know what 10 mythical books cost. Like, what does it cost? $200? $300? Something like that, right? So they'll make a shit ton of money off of a mythical fusion. Like if you attach it to like a collab or something. Just because the new player base that comes in, they're gonna all fuck it up. I know it's sad, but it's like true, right? Obviously, I don't want to see new players get taken advantage of, but it's sad but true. A lot of people, they don't research, they just jump in and try to do things, and then it doesn't work out, and then they give up the game, right? And that's kind of how player makes money too, off of new people coming into the game and throwing money into the pit, the fire pit, right? They should also update CBC rewards. Feels outdated. They should add primals to CBC. Please, less emphasis on CBC. We got absolutely demolished lately for CBC, my other clan. Less emphasis, please. They already put the relic materials there. And then after that, I think people have been trying way harder for CBC. I got Olivia from Primals. What's Olivia? Just finished watching the crafting video you made. Not to add salt to the wound, but the amount of aspect you got was disgusting. Yeah. We got 3 hearts, which is crazy, but I would prefer to get something else, to be honest. Like I there's so many that could be interesting, but instead I get 3 hearts. It is what it is. We should have 1 mythical fusion per year now. Yeah, I think so. Why not? Yeah, exactly. I wailed out a few times on primals, and let me tell you, hitting Mercy on 2x primal is brutal. Yeah, that sucks. I'm there. I'm going to be there. I'm already there twice. Both my accounts have to hit Mercy to pull my mythical. And then I'm already 3/4 of the way there on my other account again. So, yeah, I don't know. I have to farm almost 2 years for free primal shards, and then you hit Mercy for your mythical. And your mythical sucks. So like, no justice, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It is what it is. It comes with the job, comes with the game. We need a better way to farm books. Yeah. Right now you just get books from Clan Boss, events, live arena, some stages, I guess. And like not Centranos, Grim Forest. Was there a book in Grim Forest? I don't know. Yeah, they need a little bit more books. I hope the anniversary fusion will be good. Maybe mythical? Anniversary fusion. They said they're gonna start dropping some more new faction champions, probably around anniversary, so after the collab. So my guess would be another Argonite fusion. That would be my guess. Any news on the returning fusions? I heard that returning fusions stuff is going to be a fusion that you do not have. So you cannot double up on... Actually, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's going to be a fusion that you did not complete. So you could have pulled it from a shard or whatever, but it's going to be one that you did not complete. So you can't go for like a second newt or something if you already completed the newt fusion. But that's what I heard. That's what I heard. But there's no confirmation that of what kind of event it would be, whether it's going to be an actual full fusion. Probably not. It's probably just going to be like a hero's path or something. Kind of like how they did with Shayak, because Shayak was an old fusion. They just put him in a path for like, 3/4 price or whatever. And I wonder how expensive a mythical fusion would be. Like they would probably increase it maybe like 25% or something, 50%. But it would be expensive for sure. I wouldn't mind a heart, have 0 mythical relics. Yeah. Well, the other day I pulled 3 hearts in a row, so. But you're pulling mythical relics, but you are investing mythical relic materials, which take a lot of effort to get. So 2 different 2x, you manage to pull 2 mythicals each. Yeah, I mean, if you got that luck for primal pulls, you can't really complain about the mythical relic luck, I guess. But yeah, at least you got lucky somewhere. That's the big thing. This collab has been a nice break. Yeah, I think so. It's not as hyped up as people. It's not as hyped up for sure. Mythical book, but there's no mythical book. Yeah, there's no mythical book this rotation. Plarium says that the rewards rotate with the stages, and since the stages rotate every month, we get different rewards every month. Makes sense, right? Not what people wanted to hear. People didn't like that response. That's how I respond to people, but people don't like it. But it is what it is. Okay. Armans and Fabian were both anniversary fusions. They'd be a game changer for PvP. Yeah, that sounds good. Better luck on getting a void fusion over a mythical fusion. Okay. That's interesting. Where am I on this? Fire Knight. Oh, I'm done. Oh, I'm first. Yeah, I have a really strong team for this turn attack stuff, so I don't need to invest a lot of energy and get really high on this. So I'll probably go for the first place there. Oh, I'm done. That's nice. All right. So it looks like the dailies are all done. 50K. Just chilling. Check out what we got in the shop. Nothing. Nothing. Hope it's Newt or Armans. It might be a choice. That's why I think it might be. It might be a choice. A choice of a fusion that you haven't completed in the past. That's what I think. Or that's what I heard. But who knows? Nothing confirmed yet. They should add a world boss that lets us get basalts and more mythical books. Maybe other resources that are scarce. I feel like they need to add. I'm not too sure. I feel like they need to add like another piece of content that pushes people to make their champions stronger. I feel like PvE is basically done, and then right now it's just PvP. But I don't know if they've made PvP attractive enough. You know what I mean? I don't know. This year is gonna be interesting which direction they go, because Grim Forest is mainly like a area of content for players in the game that are not particularly end game. Like it's doable for non-end game players. Like for example, Hard Faction Wars is way harder than Grim Forest. But Grim Forest felt way more accessible to more people. So I feel like in terms of adding content to the game, they didn't really increase. They increased the playtime, but they didn't increase like the runway of the game in terms of keeping like end game players more interested. They just gave end game players like a little bit more resources, I guess. And they gave them the Mercurial set, which is another piece of cheese that they can chase, right? So that's kind of where we're at. I feel like this year they kind of need to give people like the end game players like a reason to keep chasing like top end gear other than just arena. And some people don't care about arena, right? It's the way it is. Oh shit, I don't have. But I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about with designing a great game, but Scratch made a video titled World's Best Free to Play Player the other day interviewing that player. I said I know that's a damn lie. We all know that Boozer. Stop lying, Scratch. Oh, thanks for the support. You know, I never called myself that. I said at that time, I never said I was the best because it's very hard to like develop that metric to figure it out. Um, but obviously, like when you create a video like that and you put a title like that, that's gonna get a lot of clicks. So kudos to Scratch and Ash for using the highest engaging click title. But in terms of having a metric that measures that, it's gonna be impossible, right? Like I thought my account was quite strong 3 years ago. Basically, 3 years ago, my account was very strong for a free to play player. But in those 3 years, my account hasn't really progressed, right? People have gotten primal, mythical champions, all that stuff. But for me, like my account hasn't really gotten much stronger. So I'm definitely not the strongest in terms of my account. Obviously, my account gets creator perks, which is given it, a huge edge over like other free to play players. And that's kind of the only thing that will give my account like kind of a chance to be the strongest. But in terms of like roster, it's not. The thing is, like I've continually kept playing, which means my gear is very strong. So you guys might not know, but like money can't buy the best gear in the game because the best gear in the game you require time to get the best gear in the game. So if you've been playing nonstop, you're gonna have the best gear in the game. If you just started the account, you can spend a ton of money on champions, but you won't have the best gear in the game. So for me, I've been playing for many years, so my gear is good, but I don't have like a huge field of champions. I have champions, yeah, but I don't have like the best field of PvP champions. But it's totally fine. Like I like my champions, and I do what I can with them, and that's kind of it, right? That's all we gotta do. But yeah, I feel like that. Like I said, Kyle Fish has good ideas, and he has been in the community a long time, and he definitely knows what he's talking about. So it's good. It's good. It's good to have another free to play player share ideas. It's really good. Can you hype Newt up for me, please? I just got him and not convinced. So Newt has that triple max HP hit, right? So he has the triple max HP hit. And this basically chops off 30% of the boss's health in one attack. So if you think about a boss's health and think about how hard some of the bosses are to kill, if you can chop off a third of their life in one hit, pretty strong. And his A1 is especially good against the hard Fire Knight because the hard Fire Knight is just especially difficult. But he's really good with his A1. And yeah, that's basically all you need to know. His A1 is really good against the hard Fire Knight, and his A3 is good against every single boss pretty much in the game. To some extent, but it's still very strong. And you don't necessarily need the best gear on him. Like I have kind of broken pieces on him. Like you can kind of see here, like, yes, I have very high crit damage, but you need the crit damage to reach the maximum 10%. But you don't need him to be in like full savage gear or full lethal gear or anything like that. Nothing crazy. Just need some decent stats. Hard choice between Newt and Wixwell. Yes, that would be a hard choice for people. Yeah. If they do a mythical fusion, how much you want to bet that they have soulstone events required to get it? Ooh, that would be tough. Not gonna lie, 6-star ore for Grimforce is pretty neat on this rotation. There you go. Yep. What champion is better for Hydra with mid gear? Thor or Otherion? Thor would hit harder. Otherion actually hits very weak. You need good gear on Otherion for him to hit hard. But Otherion does bring good debuffs. He brings good debuffs. Like this one. He brings block buffs on AoE, is very good. And then decrease attack also is very good. But this ability doesn't hit very hard, so you need good gear on him. Thor, on the other hand, hits really hard. Pretty much on all his abilities. His passive doesn't hit very hard, and this ability doesn't hit as hard as this ability. This ability just slams like crazy, and his A1 actually hits quite hard as well. Both of them require accuracy. If you need decreased speed, then you give Thor accuracy. If you don't, then it's fine. The turn meter pushback also requires accuracy, and this stun, I believe, requires accuracy as well. But I think Thor definitely would hit harder. Book dungeon from pages, how much appreciated by the community. Yeah, I mean, yeah. At that point, you're just trading energy for books. So you're paying for energy to get books. So that's what some people might do, and then depending on the math, it might be better or worse. Like, so I think Plarium should probably do that. Like, they should offer some kind of book dungeon because it gives people, you know, like they're gonna make their money, right? Like, I think they're worried that it's gonna affect people spending money on books, but instead of people spending money on books, you're just gonna have people spending money on energy to get the books. Or you're gonna give people that save up a lot of energy in the game so that they can farm books. But either way, you're siphoning out resources from the game, which they can't use in other areas. Or people would buy energy to farm books. Or you can make the book dungeon, a little bit tricky, a little bit difficult. So then people have to invest in getting champions or building effective teams. Or people might not want to spend time farming pages in a book and then instead just buy the book. Like basically like same thing with masteries and minnow, right? Like the time stuff, the time savings. But yeah, I think it's time. Like just give us the book. The book dungeon is fine. I think just treat it the same way like Minotaur. People can still buy books, if they want a quick fix. They reduced the rewards in Grim Forest, kind of fucked up. Like I said, the forest stages rotate every month. So every month we'll get different rewards. They didn't get reduced. It is reduced this month compared to last month, but next month it could be increased. So it's just going to be different every month. So we just have to set our expectations differently, okay? True mid-game mode, which I feel the game lacked. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Grim Forest is good. It's just free resources. Do you think I should use the harp over journal for Fina? I'm not too sure. The harp's actually okay. Like I used the harp on one champion before, and it was okay. Did you build Galus? Galius. Yeah, this is my Galius champion. He's in like my 4th tier defense gear. I don't have a relic on him. I don't have a blessing on him. He's not booked in his first form, but he is mastered and stuff. I mean, he is a mile away from like my other champions in terms of how strong he is. So like look at these stats: 6k defense, 267 speed, 265 crit damage. And then you look at somebody like my Harima here. Same gear sets. Look at my Harima. 8.6k defense, 333 crit damage. So yeah, like 2600 more defense, same speed, and like 70 more crit damage. And she has a 6-star, she has a 6-star crushing rend. She has a big relic here. Yeah, she's just more fully built, right? Like my Marius is just again miles away. 8k defense, 330 speed, 352 crit damage, just miles away. I'm using a wand too. So like I want to use him more, but he's just not like as strong as my other defense-based champions. Like even Leonardo. Leonardo's in my 3rd defense-based gear, right? Defense-based stone skin lethal gear. 280 speed, like 7.4k defense, 295 crit damage. He does have the 5-star blessing, which really helps. And then he's running an aspect of Suroth. And yeah, just a lot of these champions use the same gear, which is a bit of a bummer. Well, yeah, my account was already like super developed, end game level, like before I became a content creator. That's the thing, and that was 3 years ago. Like I was top 50 platinum. Like I was doing top 50 platinum at that time when I was fighting Taras Marichka defenses only. They were only Taras Marichka defenses only. Nowadays, there's like a variety, right? But back in the day, it was only Taras Marichka defenses, and that was the defense meta that I was going into. And I was placing top 50 with my free to play account at that time. This was pre Mythicals, right? And pre content creator stuff. So people conveniently forget that my account was already super jacked up and super crazy already before any of the content creator stuff. And then people obviously say this and that about those creator perks. Yes, they help. Yes, they're great. I have 36k gems. Most of them are content creator gems that I don't use, right? And they're obviously very, very helpful. But for my account, it's already so developed. I don't really need those resources anymore, right? Like chickens and stuff is just kind of like nothing, right? Make sure you guys save your souls. We might have a soul chase tournament eventually in a couple weeks. So make sure you save collecting your souls. Just could be easy points. Training. I gotta do this, right? Yeah. Give him some tips on how to fix his audio issue. I mean, he asked me some YouTube stuff, YouTube specific stuff. So I gave him some pointers for YouTube in general, and then I think he was generally appreciative, generally curious. I think he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So he's a good addition to the community. And yeah, would be interesting to see what else he pops up with. Do you think the next buff we're gonna get is Garo? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He's definitely in line with it. Is it possible to make a beginner video to explain UNM teams with Demitha, 2 Seekers, Eris, and Xenomorph? It's a very specific team. I just don't seem to speed tune them properly no matter what I try. I mean, you have to have like a template, right? Do you have a template for these champions? Like usually there's a predetermined speed tune with Demitha for sure. Demitha, Eris, Seeker, people would have worked this out already. So you must be you have to use like the best case, instead of making a tune yourself, is to find a tune that somebody already perfected and then just copy that, because you already have the key pieces. Demitha, Seeker, Eris, you have the pieces there. You just have to find a team with those 3 pieces. Double Seeker is going to be harder because most people don't run the double Seeker. So the speed tune is not going to be right. And if you're just trying to do it yourself, because that sounds like what you're trying to do, you're trying to do it yourself, that's not going to happen. Like there's going to be a lot of testing involved. And if you're only level 73, you probably don't have the flexibility with the gear and the glyphs to actually test everything. So my advice is just find a team that's already pre-constructed and just copy it. I'm going to get Bayek in this event. Hopefully between Edward and Basim, which one would you get? I'll try to get both, but just in case I don't have enough resources. I really like Edward. I had a lot of fun playing with Edward. I think he's great. I would... Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I'd be happy to have this guy and maybe even use him. Like if I had him as a 5-star soul, I think I've tested him with the 5-star soul and he was really good. Like this ability hit really hard. And having him basically delete one champion was like sweet. I had good gear on him, of course, but if you're gonna use him in this role, you gotta put good gear on him, right? This ability is interesting, the steal ability and then the sleep ability. Doesn't hit as hard, but it has some good effects. His A1 turn meter pushback, it's quite a lot. It's a big turn meter pushback. It's not particularly interesting. His passive is also a little bit interesting. The ensnare. The ensnare is cool. It's not hard CC or anything, but it's kind of cool. Just kind of like passively does it, and then he gets more damage. I did test him with Pontiff. Pontiff places ensnare on his A2, and Edward was doing really good even without plus attack. So the ensnare bonus is quite a lot. It's good. I like Edward. I think Basim... I think Basim, he's probably one of the more generic ones. Like he has an AoE here with block actives. He hits okay. If you can get the 30% ignore defense, he hits good. But without it, doesn't hit good. Luckily, he does place Veil on himself. But you need accuracy on him too. That's the thing. So it's, I don't know. I think he's the most generic, passable one, I think. He's not too special. Hey, iReach, thank you so much for the $5, man. Appreciate that very much. Coffee on me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll enjoy that coffee soon. It is coffee time. Coffee time. Yeah, 8:30 in the morning. And it's time for my coffee. Is Mikage better in Reflex or Relentless? I have her in Reflex because I do run her with this Relic, which is really good. If you guys have this Relic, do not feed this Relic away. This Relic, Perch Shadow, don't feed this Relic. It's an epic Relic, but it's really good. Wearer has a 10% chance to receive an extra turn when using a default skill. It goes up to 16% chance at level 12. And Mikage uses her default skill a lot because, for example, if you put Mikage with Ninja, you always want to use her default skill because Ninja's going to be attacking, right? But when you do that, she gets an extra turn, or she has a chance to get an extra turn, and then you can use her other abilities like the ally attack and all that stuff. So it's basically like a relentless set in one Relic. So then I choose to go with the reflex set instead to pair up with the extra turn mechanic here, and I find it works quite well. So I don't know which one's better, but I find this one works quite well. If they do a book dungeon, I bet they'll take away some books everywhere in the game. Yeah, maybe. How crazy do you think the new faction Unity champion will be? I know it won't be here for a while. New faction Unity champion. I have no idea. You can't even speculate. What champion do you use the harp on? I used to use it on Lamasu when I was using her for PvE, but now I use Lamasu for PvP. And I changed up her blessing to, I changed up her relic to wand just for some extra speed. Yeah, I'm poor like that. I don't have mythical speed relics, so yeah. But I used her for harp. She was not bad. Would you say that the CC resources basically you can save up and then allows you to occasionally whale some winner take all? Yes, possibly. Possibly. It depends on what the event is. If it's training, it might. It's never going to be a dungeon. That's the thing. So the winner take alls is usually training or shards. So the creator rewards not going to help me too much on the shards department, unless I spent all my gems on like ancient shards, which is kind of a waste. But for the training, yes, it provides energy, right? It provides energy. So if I can save all that up, I can use it as energy towards training. But training also, requires other things to happen too. You need food, you need, shards to open for more food. So it's kind of and then you need time. You need to be active in the game. So it's not going to guarantee me a winner take all. Let's say that. Edward's sleep may solve the Sand Devil. Well, that's an interesting thing to consider, actually. Is Anaxia still not on the tech server? Yes, it's not. The free mythical champion from the Grim Forest is not given to anybody yet. So we have no playtest videos on it. I've seen this team in a previous clan where a guy level 70 was making 100 mil with his team, was asking about them, so I have the same champions already. Yeah, I mean, the Xenomorph is really good because you don't need Xenomorph to have really, really strong gear because all his damage is going to come from poisons and you're going to last 50 turns. And then obviously Brimstone's going to deal a lot of damage too. So it's just a really good damage dealer for clan boss, especially early game. If you have a clanmate that does it, like you can just ask him for the speed tunes, I would say. But, if I were you, I would, do some research into those specific champions. Seeker, Eris, and Demitha. Those three, there's lots of teams with those three champions. If you use the Hellhaze optimizer, look on the team optimizer, try to find a team that works for you there. that would be a really good resource for you. Just got Toshiro. How would you build him? For damage, I mean, he's like an upgraded ninja for areas like Hydra and Chimera. But definitely with damage, yeah. Hell Hades could have that team. Yes, Hell Hades could have that team. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're gonna be done for the day here. I actually have my first level 18 relic. I made my first level 18 relic the other day, or this weekend, after I did my big relic crafting session. And I chose the Cat's Gaze, the big hammer. So we do have the biggest hammer here, 18, level 18. My first level 18. I could probably maybe make another one. I don't know. It's pretty expensive. Like in terms of Starstone cost, it's pretty expensive. You guys can see like all the shit I have here. Like I have like I don't know, dozen wands, a dozen leveled up wands. I think I use. Is this just like generically like the best one for PvP? And then I have 2 hearts on this account, and then I have the Murder Fang. Murder Fang sucks apparently, so I feel bad about that, but it is what it is. Can't wait till they release Mythical Void. It's gonna be a while, I think. I think they still gotta milk some people. So what they're doing is they're gonna level out some of the factions. So you notice like so the factions should have at least two mythical champions. Some of them only have 1. So look at this. High Elf only have 1 mythical champion. Which ones only have 1? Barbarians only have 1. Ogren tribes only have 1. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna even out some of these factions so that they have 2 mythical champions. First, that's what they're gonna do. So they're gonna add mythical champions to the factions without 2 mythical champions minimum. All right, I think there's 3 in one faction already. So they're gonna even that. Yeah, there's 3 in Demon Spawn. So they're gonna even that out first. So every faction with only 1 mythical, they're gonna even it out so that they have 2 at least. And then who knows what they're gonna do after, right? So there's at least a couple more regular mythical champions to be released. You see here, High Elves, Ogren tribes, Barbarians, minimum. All right. So after that, then they'll maybe think about the next phase and what they want to do, whether that's release more mythical champions or release the next tier, the Void mythical champion. I don't know. I would say they just keep releasing more mythical champions and then just give us more primal shards and then they can keep milking the mythical champions for a while and then go into Void mythical champions. That's what I think, but Sylvan has 3 as well, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the stream. I know it's a little bit late one, so we gotta cut it a little bit short here. But yeah, we still did a good 2 hours. 2 hours here. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really appreciate you guys. And it's always fun to hang out. And we try to do this every CVC. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys can come back. Obviously, check out some of my content and stuff. If you guys enjoy that. Otherwise, yeah, hopefully you guys have a great CVC. Thanks a lot for hanging out, and have a great day. Yeah. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.